Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Getting Effed. I'm your host, Louis Rossman. Today we're going to be discussing what Bose decided to do with the smarttouch family of speakers. Smarttouch speakers are a set of speakers by Bose, a company known for no highs, no lows, and now also no ownership, that decided to take away a multi-room audio synchronization, your ability to use streaming platforms, your ability to do Wi-Fi music streaming from your own personal library, and much, much more. These speakers were smart speakers. Smart speakers connect to the internet. And like most things that connect to the internet, they depend on the manufacturer deciding that they would like to continue to allow you to use the product that you already bought and paid for. Now, I'm seeing many people online say, these speakers are 10 years old, Louis. You can't expect something that's 10 years old. They can't keep the servers on forever. Keeping the servers on costs money, you know? And, well, who decided that this would have to connect to the internet in order to work? Who decided that multi-room integration required that those speakers connect to a server outside of the owner's house for them to function? Who decided that if I want to connect to Spotify with my speaker, that I have to connect to Bose's server first? Bose! You're the ones that came up with this, and therefore, it's your problem. My old manager, Steve, great guy, one of the great lessons that he teaches everybody at this company is when people take problems and they put them in your lap, when they actually belong in their lap, what you're supposed to do, rather than deal with it, is take that problem and kindly, courteously, and politely lift it up out of your lap and place it back where it belongs. This is Bose's problem, not your problem. They've tried to make the idea that we have to continue supporting the app and the servers and everything your problem. But that's not your problem. It's theirs. They decided to design it this way. So the way that I see this, two things can occur. Behind door number one, they can decide that they are going to turn this back on so that everybody's speakers function again. Behind door number two, they can open source the firmware and the software so that the community can collectively come up with a solution that allows people who own these speakers to be able to use them properly again. I'm confident that Bose will do number one or number two. Fulu Foundation is a foundation dedicated to reforming Section 1201 of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, a law that says that you cannot break a digital lock in something that you bought and paid for, even if that means repairing what you bought and paid for and getting back access to it. I find this to be disgusting. I find it to be disgusting that companies can revoke your rights of ownership and that there's nothing that you can do about it because of this stupid, obsolete 27-year-old law that makes no sense in the world of 2025, where everything connects to the internet and manufacturers consistently revoke your rights of ownership. My new nonprofit, Fulu Foundation, that we launched earlier this year, has a bounty program. And the idea behind this bounty program that we can be discussing more into the future is when a company revokes your rights of ownership and uses a digital lock to hide behind it, we are going to have a bounty where if you come up with a solution for that, you get paid. We're not requiring that you release the solution publicly because, unfortunately, due to this crappy law, that could end you in federal prison for 3 to 5 years. And we want to show the absurdity of this. We want to create this nice library of all these products that have been bricked by manufacturers that could work again, if not for this stupid law. And we're doing that by building the database at consumerrights.wiki of every time a company has done something that cuts against your rights of ownership. And we are also demonstrating how the community can come together and create solutions. We're going to be looking into this very closely at Fulu Foundation and the Consumer Rights Wiki because I'm sick and tired of seeing companies do this and get away with it. I'm not releasing a bounty for this yet because I want to see the company do the right thing. You have the ability to turn the servers back on, Bose. You can't give them their highs. You can't give them their lows. That's already engineered into the speaker. But what you can do is you can turn back on the functionality that you took away from them. What you can do is open source the hardware, the firmware, or the software to the extent necessary for the community to come up with a solution for what you decided to break, what you decided to turn off, what you decided to revoke. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. And just a last note here, for any of you who know somebody who has Windows 10 on their computer, Windows 10 no longer gets security updates in the United States of America anymore, making it susceptible to hackers, malware, spyware attacks. Linux will continue to get updates from now until the end of time. It's a great open source free operating system. If you know somebody who's not technically savvy who may not even be ready to install Linux on their computer yet, but may just want to try it out somewhere and ask people some questions, we're holding a fix-a-thon between the hours of 1 and 3 this Saturday at my store, 2410 San Antonio Street for Fulu Foundation. That's 2410 San Antonio Street, Austin, Texas, 78705. I'll include the address and all the information on the screen. For the love of God, 2410 San Antonio Street in Austin, Texas. It's not in San Antonio. Anybody who wants to come by who wants to have Linux installed on their computer, we will install Linux on your computer. We will remove Windows from your computer. Make sure you back everything up before you come by. And we'd be happy to talk with anybody who's open to making the change. Even if you're not ready to make the change yet, just want to have a conversation, we'll be there just to have a conversation. Hope to see you there. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.
We also have the duty not to infringe the IP rights in the process. It is in fact the manufacturers who have the relevant rights, not consumers.